can it be fixed, Wes? That's the question. And you and I have talked about this before. On the surface, I mean, at a foundational level, it seems almost impossible because, I mean, it started at 1,500 models of firearms not that long ago. It's already 2,500. I mean, can it actually be workable? Is there a way to do it?
Well, the short answer is no, but it depends on what you determine success of the program is. If you determine success of the program is that you purchase some firearms and destroy some firearms, and you have a video of those firearms being destroyed, and you can use it for political purposes, and that's your measure of success, then yes, it's possible. If the measure of success is to get all the firearms that are prohibited seized and paid for by Canadian taxpayers, no, that's not possible.
And more, I would say, Wes, actually dealing with gun violence. Like, that's the other issue. This doesn't necessarily... We don't have a gun violence issue with these particular... This is all about the United States and one incident that happened in the Maritimes. We're trying to find a solution for a problem that I think you could argue we've already solved. We have adequate gun control.
Oh, absolutely. The problem is not a control system in the supply chain. The problem is the demand on the criminal side of things. We all know that law-abiding gun owners and licensed gun owners in Canada are not the problem.
Yeah.
We know that our legal supply chain is not the problem at all. We do know that there is a very large criminal supply chain of drugs and guns in Canada, and this does not address it at all. However, to the uneducated voter, it sounds like you're doing something about gun control when you, quote, unquote, ban guns.
Yeah, exactly. It does. I mean, it's gun control. It's a reaction to an absolute tragedy in our country. But the focus, and I think you and I have talked about this before, the focus needs to be on illegal handguns, right? And the criminality of that's where the issue really lies when we talk about gun violence in Canada. That's the issue, not these rifles.
Well, exactly, and we discuss it all the time that every time that there's a discussion about gun control, the discussion is about the restricting the supply of it. However, nobody ever talks about why there's such a demand in the criminal side and why there's so many criminals that are looking for guns. And that's the problem. We all know from the drug file that as long as there's a demand, there will be a supply. That's the way capitalism works. And we need to find a way to reduce the demand in Canada.
In terms of some of the things the government has done, what would you like to see with this policy? Does it just need to go away? Is that where you're at? I mean, in terms of trying to salvage whatever this is, what would you like to see the government do here? Abandon it altogether?
Absolutely. I would like for the Carney administration to admit that the prohibition under Bill Blair, which we're currently underneath, was a mistake. It was misguided policy, and to reverse it, and to show Canadian firearms industry and legal gun owners that this was a mistake, and with an apology saying that it was a mistake, and to go back to business as usual would be the right course of action. Short of that, if they can put some kind of a grandfathering or something as in short order to make the Canadian gun owners in legal possession of these firearms, that would be wonderful. But that's what has to happen is to acknowledge that this was bad policy from the start. And Bill Blair and his team that put this through initially as a knee-jerk reaction. And if you go back to his words saying that they have done their studies and that this buyback was a plausible solution, I think it's quite clear it was not, and Bill Blair should have his feet held to the fire for it.
So Wes, in the interim, and like we say, the amnesty expires October 30th. The message to gun owners from groups like yours: don't worry about it. There'll be another one. At this point, nothing changes, right?
At this point, nothing changes. There'll be another one. The unfortunate part is that, we still have a large number of Canadians that own millions of dollars of this product and legally license it and legally store it that are not allowed to use it.
Yeah.
And it remains in their safe, and they haven't been compensated by the Canadian government.
Yeah, what a fiasco.